Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I got you guys a special video. So the thing that I'm spectating right now is the final match. As you can see, it's 2 against 2 of the grand finals of the $150,000 Icon Series tournament. It is one esports against Evo's esports, and oh my god, I just had to make a video out of this, guys. I had to make a video out of this. So the way that I'm gonna do this video is I have some chill background music and I'm gonna be talking about the game, right? Because this was a really high level game, and okay, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil too much. You just have to see this, okay? So let's take a look at this. This yeah, okay, I'm not gonna say too much again. So let's take a look at this. We see a Garen on the sides of Evo's esports, and this is such an annoying pick. Garen is like giga broken. Everyone bans Garen in Europe, but in SEA people don't seem to be banning Garen as much. So their answer to the Garen is Camille. It's basically Camille, right? Like Camille can actually beat Garen in the lane. Even though Garen is broken, Camille can actually beat Garen in the lane, which allows her to kind of suppress the Garen. But see, the thing is, even if Garen gets to the late game, it's still broken. But okay, let's take a look at how one team actually deals with the Garen, right? That's kind of the question here. These teams are like super rifles, I'm telling you. Like, this game is so close, and as I said, 2 against 2. This is the ultimate grand final of this game, because it's a best of 5, and this is like literally the last game. It's all or nothing, and Kaisa almost stole that scuttle, which is really amazing. So one team esports, you know what, I'll say blue side and red side. That's how I should talk about it. The blue side has an Orianna in the mid lane, and this is obviously a late game champion, and the red side has Galio. Galio is actually really strong in the early game, and that's why you're seeing right now that the blue side is actually not trying to engage in a fight. They flashed out of there and we're like, hell no, we don't want to deal with that, right? So as you can see, the red side picked an Olaf, and I actually really like this Olaf pick, because if you take a look at the red side, the blue side, they have the Jarvan with the knock-up, the Braum with the stun and the knock-up, you know, the Camille with the slow with her second ability. Olaf can just run right through that, right? But see, the problem is, Camille has an ultimate to lock down that Olaf. Even if he uses his ultimate, Camille can still lock down the Olaf, and then with the Kaisa and the Braum, you know, and the Orianna, they should be able to actually deal with the Olaf. So that's the thing that I don't like about the draft from Evo's esports. So here, you know, you can just see it's kind of a neutral match. No one is ahead. They're just chilling. Jungle hasn't ganked any lane, but you can see that the Jarvan is wandering around that lane. And he actually walked, they didn't show it on the camera, he walked right through that division plant. So, you know, the red side actually knows that Jarvan is there. So the Jarvan is not even bothering to gank, he's just chilling and going back. But you can clearly see that both teams are feeling a lot of pressure in this game. No one is making any bold moves. No one is making any big moves that could win or lose the game, right? They just want to relax in this game, get to the late game and carry. Because as you can see, both sides actually have a terrific late game composition, you know, really good late game composition. The blue side has the Orianna, they have the Kaisa, they have the Camille, they have the Braum, all very strong in the late game. And the red side obviously has the Garen, the Olaf. Olaf is not as good in the late game, but he's really good in the mid game. But they have the Ezreal and the Galio and the Janna, guys. So both teams are kind of looking for that late game, right? So let's take a look how the best teams in SEA approach this dragon. This is the Infernal Dragon, you know, which is seen by most players as the most important dragon. Not by me, by the way, but as most players as the most important dragon. So let's take a look. So I want you to pay attention to the Baron later, guys. Jesus, man, sorry, guys. Camille's pushing the lane. Garen was trying to rotate, but he didn't actually rotate. So let me tell you guys why the Garen didn't actually rotate. Giving up the first turret is not worth for the dragon, guys. And these pro teams are backing me up right now. As you can see, these are literally the best of the best teams of Wild Rift right now. And I'm sorry for the sound, by the way, guys. There's something wrong with my stomach, right? Or chest, sorry. So, okay. Let's take a look at this. They both push out the waves and both have enough gold to buy an item. So let's take a look at what's gonna happen. They both backport. Camille gets her item. Garen doesn't actually have a full item, but he got the Bramble Vest. See, the reason that the Camille actually did back off this time is so she can get an item. But now the difference from both teams is Garen is rotating to the dragon and Camille is somewhat rotating to the Baron lane. Let's take a look at what's gonna happen, guys. So they know that the Garen is here now. They can see the Garen. Take a look at what the blue team is gonna do, guys. They're not fighting the dragon. They're letting Camille take a turret. The only thing that they're gonna do is kind of like waste time here, right? They're gonna try to poke them and maybe steal the dragon. Maybe, like the Jarvan might jump over the wall and steal it. He's like maybe, but they're not gonna do too much right here. So take a look at this. They get a free kill on the Galio. Jarvan is actually, Jarvan was a little too late on the dragon, but he didn't get the dragon, but they got 2 kills and they got the top turret. Now take a look at the gold lead, guys. Take a look at the gold lead. They're actually ahead. Ooh, they kind of threw this fight here. If they had just left the fight right there, they would have been 2,000 gold ahead here, which is totally worth the dragon, guys. And this is what I want you guys to learn from these pro teams and from me, guys. And by the way, just quickly, this is a whole new type of video that I'm doing. And man, I have a hiccup. I have a hiccup. And if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like. Like if this video gets a lot of likes, and also let me know feedback in the comments, right? Let me know if you like these types of videos or not. I might do more of them or I might not. It depends. I just really wanted to make this video because I personally really enjoyed watching this game, and I just wanted to share it with you guys in case you didn't watch it, and even if you did watch it, to see my analysis of this game, right? Oh man, I'm so sorry for the hiccup. It's so annoying. Why does it happen exactly when I start the video? Okay, so the blue side saw an opportunity there to take the Herald. Herald is way easier to take than the Dragon, obviously because you can deal like 1000 true damage on his back. So you can take the Herald way faster than the Dragon. So keep that in mind, when doing objectives. Dragon is not as easy to take, while Herald is actually pretty easy to take. So let's take a look at this. The Jarvan is kind of waiting over there, waiting for the enemy team to overextend, but he's not going in fully. And he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna waste my time. And this is what I see a lot of junglers make mistakes on. Like when they rotate to a lane, they feel obliged to gank. They're like, yeah, I'm already here. Even though I feel like I'm not gonna get a kill, I'm just gonna gank, because why not? And this is a mistake, guys. Don't do that. Like, look, the Jarvan was here. He's wasting his time right now. This is a mistake from the Jarvan that he's making right now. Instead of going to the lane, he should have just cleared out his jungle. Like there he showed himself, which was like, why? It's totally pointless to just show yourself. It's not gonna do anything. So he should have just cleared his jungle. Yeah, now they are clearing his jungle, as you can see, which is actually horrible. Like the Jarvan is losing a lot of gold here and giving the enemies free gold. So the Orianna's rotating, and I do not like that either, guys. The fact that the Orianna's rotating, because the Galio could easily see that she was rotating, so the enemies were very easily able to anticipate that. And the Orianna lost a few minions because of that, and she lost time. So you may think that this is not very big, but this is actually quite, like, it's not that big, but like all these tiny little things, if you do a lot of those tiny mistakes on top of each other, it becomes big. Right? Like the Orianna might have lost only like 150 gold, maybe 200 gold there. But if she does that 5 times, it's 1,000 gold, right? And 1,000 gold is a lot. So take a look at this. The blue team actually took a turret in the bot side of the map, which was really, really good. And they should be able to escape here. They have a very good escaping comp. See, the reason that they could overextend like that and take a turret, because take a look at their composition. Jarvan, who can escape. Ezreal, who can escape. Braum, who can follow his team and escape. And with a composition like this, you can play a little more aggressive because, as I said, you are able to escape. And the Jarvan just escapes with the skin off his bones. And that was just lucky. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that was just lucky. And you can see, even though the blue side took that turret, the gold lead is not like the red team caught up with the blue team. They were like 1,500 gold behind. Now it is only 500 gold. And see, the reason for that is because of these tiny mistakes, guys. Like the plays that I talked about with the Orianna, you really want to think carefully of every single little thing that you do in a game. But enough about the little thing. Take a look at this fight. Oh, Ooh, that was beautifully played by the red team. See, the thing that they did is they engaged with the Galio, they taunted the enemies, and Ezreal got a beautiful 4-man ultimate out, which completely won them that fight. Like, they won that fight. Yeah, they won that fight. However, the blue team was able to put out some pressure because they put the Rift Herald in the mid lane, guys. And see, this is what you can do with the Rift Herald. Even if you're losing a fight, you can apply pressure to a lane and still do fine. And here, the blue team Jarvan jumps in, but the Galio counters it with his ultimate, which was really, really amazing. And they just take the dragon with ease. Braum is a little overextended and wasted his ult just to stay alive. The blue team was not on one page right here, guys, because the Braum was trying to engage while the other teammates were like, you know what, let's leave this dragon. I'm pretty sure if you go to their voice comm, they were like, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave the dragon, guys, enough, don't go for it. But the Braum was like, guys, come on, just get it, can't you just get the dragon? Why would you do that? Why would you give them 2 dragons? Come on, guys, you know? So, I want you to pay attention to the itemization of the blue side. Take a look at the Jarvan build, take a look at the Kai'Sa build, and take a look at the Orianna build. They have 3 anti-heal items. Let me explain to you why. So first take a look at the champions of the red side, and then take a look at the items. First of all, Garen, who has a lot of healing, right? Anti-heal is pretty nice against him. Actually, sorry, no, it doesn't actually work because Garen heals out of combat. I'm so sorry, guys, it doesn't work against him. So don't pay attention to the Garen. Pay attention to the Olaf. Olaf has a death stance. Also, Olaf's second ability gives him vampirism, you know, healing. So anti-heal items are gonna completely deny the healing from the Olaf, especially when he's low HP. And take a look at the Janna as well. The Janna ultimate heals all of the enemies. Also, Redemption, right? Redemption also heals the team. And yet another thing which you have to pay attention to is Font of Life. Janna has a Font of Life, and all these things together is a lot of healing, right? It's a lot of healing. So what the blue side did to counter it, they bought a lot of anti-heal items, but perhaps a bit too many. I would say that 2 anti-heal items would have been enough, right? The Jarvan doesn't really need an anti-heal item as well. He could much rather just build into his next item and leave the anti-heal items to the Orianna and the Kai'Sa. So they're kind of doing a bit of an overkill with the anti-heal items. So both teams, let's take a look. No, sorry. The blue team took 3 turrets and the red team took 2 turrets. The blue team actually has a massive advantage because they still have their mid lane turret. The tier 1 mid lane turret, guys, is the most important turret in the game. Even more important than inhibitor turret, really. Because this turret, like if you have the tier 1 mid lane turret, you basically have like the whole jungle, right? Like you have control over the whole jungle because you can always escape to your mid tier turret. Take a look at the red side, like they can never escape to their tier 1 turret, so they have to stay back way more than the blue side. However, this advantage that the blue side have cost them 2 dragons. Is that worth it? No, this is not worth it, guys. And see what they did with the first dragon was actually worth it, right? The Camille took the first turret in the Baron lane. It got her pretty ahead. But the second dragon was not worth it because they couldn't really get much out of it. And, you know, only getting the first turret for a dragon is really worth it. Otherwise, you really want to fight those dragons. Unless you're super behind, which the blue side wasn't, by the way, so they could have definitely taken a fight. And just take a look at the Orianna's build, and this is something that I find very interesting about SCA region, which is starting with the Seraph's Embrace. I don't know why they do it. I don't know why they do it. It's true that it gives you some defensive stats, but you could much rather be building a tier of Goddess and then straight up going for a Liandry's. It's gonna allow you to do way more damage in the early game and actually survive that early game on the Orianna. Like when you have that Seraph's Embrace and especially the Green Book as well, you're really not gonna be dealing a lot of damage on that Orianna. You're gonna be pretty weak. See, the thing is, it's obvious that he's just playing for the late game, but you're completely sacrificing your early game, which I would not say is worth it, guys. You could much rather start with the Tier of Goddess, go for the Liandry's, and then go for the Seraph's Embrace as your second item. So let's take a look at this. The red side is actually trying to force the Baron, and they're kind of split up, as you can see. This is not good. The Olaf just died. They were, again, not on the same page, and the blue team completely punished them for it. But the red team has a Garen. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you do if you have a Garen. But the Orianna damage is crazy right now. Even though I'm bashing on his build, he is still level 13 with the Orianna, and it allows him to deal massive amounts of damage, because naturally Orianna scales really well into the late game. Man, I really wonder if you guys enjoyed this video. This is like the first time that I'm doing a video like this. I'm just kind of like trying to experiment with the channel, right? A lot of people have been asking me and requesting me in my Discord server to do different types of videos. So I did this week, right? I made this wave management guide showing you guys all the flashes. Right now I'm showing competitive and doing my analysis on it. So, you know, I'm always open for any ideas that you guys have. And I'm always reading through them. So here, this is a thing that I really liked. The Kai'Sa just shot her second ability to check on the dragon. That's something that you can just do with the Kai'Sa, right? And with any champion. Why not? Just check on the objectives, right? Shoot your abilities over the walls, check on the objectives. So honestly, the blue team could have easily done the dragon here. Like the Kai'Sa and the Orianna could have just done the dragon, while the other teammates could take a look at the Baron, right? And they could have like stopped the enemies. Here, they're doing it. Yes, they're doing it. Exactly what I was talking about. But they're going with a little too many champions, as you can see. 4 of them are over here, which leaves the Baron open. But the red team doesn't have any vision on the dragon. So let me tell you guys how they did it. The blue team was able to use a sweeper, right? The sweeper, the red helicopter. And they knew that the red team did not have any vision on the dragon. So they knew that they could just sneak it, and the red team would not know that they were doing it, right? And the red team would not do the Baron to counter it. And that was a really smart call. Like, you shouldn't just do these dragons randomly. You should actually check them with the sweeper. And oh, the Ezreal failed his stasis enchant. What is happening over here? The positioning from the Kai'Sa and the Orianna is really beautiful in this fight, which allowed them to deal massive damage to the enemies. But the enemies have a Garen, which is a broken champion and can tank up all the damage, you know, which allowed them to actually still stay in the fight. The blue side played that fight phenomenally. As I said, the Kai'Sa and the Orianna positioned amazingly. They were able to dash out a lot of damage, but unfortunately the red side has a Garen who is able to just spin in the middle of the enemies, deal a lot of damage with the Thornmail and the Sunfire Aegis, which didn't allow the blue team to actually win the fight, unfortunately. They really deserved to win that fight, to be honest. They really did. So the Garen is approaching level 14, and this is really becoming problematic for the blue team, because, you know, the Garen with all the tank items, it's just gonna be so damn hard to kill. And I really wonder what the blue team is gonna do to counter it. So what the red team is doing here, they're just poking the enemies. And as you saw, yes, they were even poking the enemies with the Ezreal ultimate. And the reason that they're doing it is because the blue team does not have any healing. So when they get poked, you know, they get poked. They won't heal up, actually. But the thing is, if you poke them and let them hit minions, they are gonna heal up, right? Because they have the green dragon. And the idea behind the red team's poking right there was, as I said, to kind of get the enemies low and not allow them to heal up. But they were just able to hit a few minion waves and still managed to heal up. And here the blue team just forced the dragon. They saw that the Olaf backed off. They forced the Baron, and they got the Baron for free, which is amazing. They can apply so much pressure with that. The Orianna is almost level 15. How on earth is this Orianna so high level? This Orianna has been farming AFK so much that he's literally almost level 15, which is crazy. And when an Orianna reaches level 15, she becomes damn strong. But see, the problem with the Orianna is right now, she does not have a Rabadon's death cap yet. And it's so late for her to get a Rabadon's death cap. Like, I do not like her build, guys. I really don't like the build that she's going for. Instead of the green book, she should have definitely gone for the Rabadon's death cap. And if she had done that, she would have been level 15 right now with the Rabadon's death cap. And she could have gone for like, I don't know, another item, maybe an Infinity Orb or something. The team already has enough anti-heal. The Kai'Sa has Runan's Hurricane and Blade of the Rune King. Runan's Hurricane and an Executioner's Calling, which is anti-heal, so she's able to easily utilize the anti-heal on the enemy champions. So take a look at this team. They're putting pressure to 2 lanes, right? 4 people on the bot side of the map and Camille on the mid lane. This, I really like what they're doing here. This is really, really good. And So as you can see, while they're pushing the bot lane turret, Camille's just getting a free mid lane turret. Really good push. This was really amazing. But what I would have liked even more here is if they pushed the top lane as well. Take a look at this. See, the problem with what they're doing here is they're playing against a Janna. Janna can shield the turret if she wants, which makes the turret way tankier and way harder to deal with. But as you can see, the Janna is actually not shielding the turret, which in my opinion is a mistake. She, like, instead of shielding the Garen, I mean, who cares about a Garen? Garen is not gonna die anyways. Janna should have kept shielding the turret, and if she did that, she would have actually been able to save that turret. So what the blue team should have done here, instead of only pushing the bot lane turret and the mid lane, they should have sent one enemy to the top lane as well and gotten even more turrets. They could have gotten more out of it, really, guys. And what is happening? The red side? No, they're not starting the dragon. This is obviously the Elder Dragon, right? This is the game-winning dragon. Whichever team gets this dragon is just gonna win the game. There is no way to come back from the Elder Mountain Dragon in this game, because take a look at the compositions. Ezreal and Orianna. These are both poking champions, and obviously the Elder Mountain Dragon is gonna completely deny that poke. And Camille, what are you doing? Stay with your team, bro. For a second I thought Camille was gonna split push top lane, but luckily she didn't, because you should not split push against the Elder Dragon if it's, you know, if the enemy is actually doing it. So what is happening here? Like, the red team is kind of doing it, but they're also fighting. Let's take a look at this. The Camille's diving a bit too far, but she filled everything. But they're doing it. What is happening? The Jarvan and the Olaf are going for the Elder Dragon. The Olaf secured the Elder Dragon. Actually, the Ezreal secured it. And this was just, what? This was a 50-50. And the red team came out lucky, because the Ezreal was able to get it, and they just got the Mountain Dragon, the Elder Mountain Dragon. All they have to do now is defend the minions and fight at Baron. There is no way that the blue side should win a fight, right? There is no way. See, the thing is, they do still have an Orianna. Even though it's an Elder Mountain Dragon, if they get a full build Orianna with the Void Staff as well, she's gonna do a lot of damage. But see, the thing is, it's not just an Elder Mountain Dragon, it's a Mountain Dragon with 2 other dragons. So they're gonna be dealing 75 true damage to the enemies, and they're gonna be getting a lot of bonus from the Mountain Dragon. As you can see, the shields are just massive, and this was just a disaster for the blue side, really. It was like a 50-50 at the Elder Dragon. This is not how it should have gone. Like, any team could have gotten that, and this is the bold move that I wasn't expecting, right? Like, I was expecting both teams to play it safe, which they did in the early game, but this Elder Dragon was a 50-50, and the only reason they got it was luck, because Ezreal got it. It was not even a smite that got it. The Jarvan could have just smited it as well. So, it was super risky. But let me tell you guys why they actually took that 50-50. And it wasn't actually a 50-50. So let me tell you. Olaf can actually outsmite Jarvan. Olaf has a better smite than the Jarvan, because Olaf can use his third ability and then smite. He can, like, outsmite a Jarvan pretty easily. But the Olaf filled his smite. That's the thing that I'm talking about. The Olaf filled his smite. But here they just forced a Baron, and you can see that the blue side is just desperate for the win right now. The Camille is trying to split push. This is just desperate, you know, they're desperate for the win. They know that they cannot win a fight anymore. So they're trying to look for some sort of a backdoor, right? Like, their idea behind that was the Camille would push, and they would all buy teleport boots and try to finish the game. That was the idea behind it, right? And right now, they're just desperately gonna try to defend. However, they should be able to defend, because they have an Orianna. Orianna can just defend waves, because she can do a lot of damage to them, she can slow them, so they should be able to defend. So the only way that the blue side can win now is by backdoor, by doing some sort of a surprise ambush on the enemy. They have to do something special. They cannot team fight. So they either have to catch out an enemy, or they have to split push and end it with teleport boots. It's one of the two. Otherwise, they're just not gonna win the game. They're just not. They cannot win the game. That's the thing. They just cannot. So I'm really curious what's gonna happen here. I'm really curious what they're gonna do, because the Elder Dragon has been taken, right? Like, what are they gonna do? The Baron is still up, as you can see. So they're just desperately trying to defend. And here, they should not fight. They should just relax, go back, defend, and then think. Think of what to do next. Because as I said, when the enemy takes the Elder Dragon, you're pretty much doomed. So you have to go into desperate measures and try to win the game by desperate measures, right? Like trying to backdoor or split push. So here you can see they're just defending. They're defending pretty fine. Like even though they got the turret, this was okay defending. They couldn't really have done much more against it, to be honest. This is the best defending that they could have done, really. And you can see like they're just melting the turret. They they cannot defend against this. They're just completely melting the turret. And at this point, you just, you know, you throw the towel in the ring pretty much. Because how are you gonna backdoor? Because they took two inhibitor turrets, and they're trying to fight her. And this is not the move. You're never gonna win a fight. You're really never gonna win a fight, as you can see. What they should have tried to do, guys, is they should have sent the Camille to the enemy base. You know, I know it sounds bold and stupid, but this is the only way that they could have won the game. They should have sent the Camille to the enemy base, tried to sneak, right? Because the enemies actually don't have any wards, as you can see in the jungle. They should have sent it to the base and then teleported to the enemy base and tried to finish the game. That's the only way they could have possibly won. So that was it for today's video. 25-minute game. And I just really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really hope you enjoyed something new. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.